Alright, my name's Aaron Abbott. I'll be doing an informative speech on the 3 types of welding. First type of welding I'm going to go over is called MIG welding. MIG welding is the simplest and easiest way of welding out of the 3. MIG welding is also referred to as GMAW, which stands for gas metal arc welding. You have to use gas with this kind of welding because it shields your weld and it keeps wind and other things out of it that can hurt the weld or cause it to fail. The shielding gas is usually 100% oxygen. GMAW process or MIG welding is done with a MIG gun. The MIG gun is shaped just like you would think, like a gun. It has a trigger. This trigger, when you pull it, it causes wire to come out. The wire is what makes your weld. When it touches your weld surface, it strikes an arc. When you strike your arc, you slowly begin to drag your MIG gun across the surface where you want to weld, and it pretty much just lays your weld down. It's very simple. And the second type of welding is stick welding. Stick welding is known as SMAW, which stands for shielded metal arc welding. In this process, you will use a welding rod referred to as a welding stick. This rod is then placed into a positive stinger. A stinger is just it's like a clamp that connects to your welding machine, and it gives the welding rod the power and its energy to actually weld. The power flows through your stinger and down the welding rod. Then finally, once you make contact with your welding or your metal that you're wanting to weld on, it strikes an arc. When this arc strikes, you will slowly drag your rod across the welding surface, and it'll make a weld. The third type of welding is TIG welding. It is the hardest type out of the 3. TIG welding is referred to as GTAW, which means gas tungsten arc welding. You'll need gas for this one also, and tungsten. In this process, instead of using wire, you use tungsten. And tungsten is placed into a TIG stinger just like your stick stinger. And just like your stick stinger, once you connected your tungsten into your TIG stinger, it's connected to your welder. That's where it gets its power and its energy. Once you touch your tungsten to your weld surface, it will strike an arc, and you will need filler. Instead of wire like your MIG welding, you will need filler wire, which is just metal that you will melt down and create your weld. Some other things you'll need in welding is a welding hood. This will go on your head, come down, protects your eyes from any harmful things like the really bright weld. And then another thing you'll need is a wire brush. This wire brush is used to clean your weld. After you've laid it down, you don't want any dirt, any flux, any porosity on it. You're going to clean it with this. And that is it.